Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mark. I'd like to welcome you to our Qtrex Leaders Launch. We are very excited about the information we're going to share with you over the next few minutes. If you are a leader, a person with vision, a person who can make things happen, ladies and gentlemen, who want to make the rest of 2020 your best year ever, you are absolutely in the right place. We're very excited about the information we're going to share with you over the next 25 minutes or so. So turn off all distractions, ladies and gentlemen. Come off of Facebook. Make sure you mute your phone, grab a pen and a piece of paper, and get ready for some life-changing information. Now, I'm very excited and honored to introduce our presenter today. His name is Brian, and he has been in the home-based business arena for over 25 years. He started as a very successful field representative, hitting the top position in several companies. His knowledge of the industry made him a sought-after commodity as a trainer, an industry consultant, and a corporate executive. In the capacity, he has helped companies build massive distribution networks throughout North, South, and Central America, Asia, Africa, Australia, and New Zealand. And he has personally coached many 6 and 7 industry superstars that you and I know. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored and excited to have our host, Brian, presenting for us today. And Brian, are you there, sir?
I am here, Mark. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, sir. Welcome to the call.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for your wisdom. Having you introduce me is kind of ridiculous considering who you are and what you've been able to accomplish in this industry. I'll tell you, they say success leaves clues. The big clue for me that Qtrex was the place to be was when I hopped on my first webinar and I heard you as the presenter. For those of you who don't know, I mean, Mark Hamlin is a legend in this space. He's earned 7 figures multiple times, and he's been able to do it the last time in less than 7 months, right in the space that we're about to talk about right now. So again, he's a person who doesn't just talk it, but he's able to walk it. So Mark, I appreciate you. I appreciate all your wisdom, man. Appreciate that incredible introduction. And I hope I don't disappoint you tonight, Mark. You're my hero. Don't want to do that. So let's get started here, guys, and talk about this. And, again, we're in the middle of a leaders launch, just like Mark just said. And what I want to do for you right now, I know a lot of people are here for a ton of different reasons. For most of you, it's probably because somebody called you up and said, you got to hop on this thing. It's incredible the type of income that people are earning. Maybe somebody painted a vision for you about what was going to happen in the future. But without question, they invited you here right now at this moment. Because again, we are looking for leaders. Now, what I know is the definition of leader is varied, right? I mean, right here, we've got some cryptocurrency experts, people like Mark Hamlin that know this like the back of their hand. They could explain blockchain, they could do all those kind of things. And obviously they're going to get a lot of what we're talking about, but we've got some home-based business professionals as well, people who have really built large global networks throughout the world and been very successful doing that. We also have social media influencers who have been ripping it up on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube. And then we got community influencers, pastors, teachers, coaches. All of you are incredible leaders, but I think you would all agree that because you're all in these different fields, you all have different levels of expertise with different levels of knowledge. I say that because what you're going to realize as we go through this is Qtrex is this incredible blend, this amalgamation of a bunch of different disciplines. We're going to talk to you about smart contracts and blockchain, and maybe you hear this word matrix or crowdfunding or unilevel or Bitcoin. You're going to hear Bitcoin over and over and over again. And maybe you're not familiar with some of these things or many of these things because they're not from your discipline. Don't let that slow you down. I promise you. Don't worry about the granular detail. Worry about understanding this from a 30,000-foot perspective, because if you can get the broad strokes that I'm going to go through tonight, I promise you it's going to be worth it for you to write down any of these terms you don't get. Go get the granular detail that can make you help you make an informed business decision, because you do not want to miss this one. You were invited here on this private leadership launch for a reason, because people know that you are the type of individual that we're looking for. So I want to start this off by telling you a story, and it's for several reasons that I'm going to tell you this story. And I promise you, if you've never heard it before, you will not forget it. That's my man Laszlo right there, and he is famous for a couple of reasons. One, I think he's really happy about. The second one, maybe not so much, which is why he's looking like he's a deer in the headlights right now. But you see, Laszlo, back on May 22nd of 2010, he did something amazing. He was the first person to ever successfully actually get a transaction of digital currency to be able to move into the physical world and actually purchase real world goods. He actually bought 2 Papa John's pizza for $30 of Bitcoin. And that was amazing because up until then, it was only theoretical. People were saying, hey, this could be the currency of the future, but nobody knew. Laszlo was the first person to ever be able to do that. And as a result, he is famous. $30, he traded it, $30 of Bitcoin to someone who got him 2 Papa John's pizzas. He thought it was a great deal, but he was most excited about the fact that he had proved that this could work as a currency. As a result, every May 22nd now, we celebrate him by celebrating Bitcoin Pizza Day. That's the good reason for why he's famous, because he got it all started, man. Now everybody knows that Bitcoin's a currency for the most part, and he got it all started. Here's the other reason that he's famous, though. You see, back in 2010, one Bitcoin was worth about $0.003. That's not 30 cents a coin. That's not even 3 cents a coin. That's 1/3 of a penny, 3/10 of a penny for 1 Bitcoin. It was worth 1/3 of a penny. So for Laszlo to pay $30 for 2 pizzas, he had to trade 10,000 Bitcoin to get 2 Papa John's pizzas, I should say, 2 Papa John's pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoin. Today, that is worth over $100 million. That's why he doesn't look happy. Because every single year, some talk show host pulls Laszlo onto the talk show and says, hey man, why'd you spend so much money for pizza? You know, initially it was, why'd you spend hundreds of thousands of dollars for pizza? Then it was, why'd you spend $4 or $5 million for pizza? Last year, they were saying, why'd you spend $80 million for pizza? And this year, why did you spend over $100 million for pizza? Because the price of Bitcoin just keeps going up. And every single year that he's asked that question, he gives the exact same answer: because I didn't know. I'm telling you right now tonight, if you're on this webinar, do not let that be you. I'm going to steal that answer from you. I promise you one thing, that when we're done this webinar, you will not be able to say a year from now or 2 years from now, 5 years from now, well, hey, I didn't get involved because I didn't know. You knew, you didn't take an action, that's cool, but it won't be because you didn't know. The other reason why I tell this story is because I want you to understand something about assets and liabilities. 2010, Bitcoin, 3/10 of a penny. 2020, $10,000+. That's an asset because it increases in value. At the same time, though, 2010, $1 that had the buying power of $1, that same exact dollar here in 2020, because of inflation, is only worth 81 cents. So it went down by 19 cents. That would make that a digital asset up here, a paper liability down here. Most of us have been programmed to chase these paper liabilities, while the people who are getting wealthy are going out and acquiring these digital assets. That's why we want you to understand. We're having a leadership conversation tonight, and we want to put you in position to acquire as many of these digital assets as you can, because they're going to keep going up. In fact, if you think you missed it, if you say, well, man, yeah, if I'd heard about it in 2010, that would have been a big deal, but I missed it. It's already 10,000. Think again. The people who get paid to study this stuff, the people who look at supply and demand, and they look at what's happening in the marketplace and overall acceptance of cryptocurrency, those people believe that Bitcoin is going to actually touch $20,000 this year, but more importantly, almost $400,000 by 2030. That's a conservative estimate. I've seen that number estimated at least twice as high. But even if it only gets to 398,000 by 2030, and you were able to get it at significantly less, I'm telling you, what's your dollar going to be worth in 2030? 52 cents? You want to be in on a Bitcoin accumulation. Now, you might not believe me. You might not want to take my word for it. You might want some proof. So let me tell you who else believes it. Bitcoin, BTC, has gone mainstream. There are now hundreds of big-time companies around the world that accept Bitcoin as payment. Microsoft, Overstock, AT&T, Shopify, BMW, even KFC Canada now allows people to walk in the door and pay with Bitcoin just to get chicken. Why do you think all these companies are doing that? Is it because they're crazy, short-sighted, or stupid? Nope. It's because they hope that you're crazy, short-sighted, or stupid. They would love to see you pull a Laszlo and have to go on 60 Minutes 5 years from now and explain why you paid $22 million for a bucket of chicken. or $150 million for your new BMW. The chicken is good, but it ain't that good. The BMW is nice, but it's not that nice, right? The reality is they understand what I'm saying to you right now. Why not, instead of taking in paper liabilities, take in digital assets, hold on to those digital assets, and have a much better profit stream for their companies? On top of that, LibertyX is now allowing people to purchase BTC in person with cash at 7-Eleven, CVS, and Rite Aid. They figure you come in, you want to actually get it, they'll actually facilitate you getting it, they'll earn some money in some payments off the side. But what they're saying is, we understand the demand for Bitcoin is going through the roof, so we want to make it available to people that want to get it, but also understand economics 101. The higher the demand, the higher the value. And that's why you can start to understand when you see the major players involved in it, you know what's happening. And finally, with the proliferation of Bitcoin ATMs throughout every major city around the world, they're popping up in airports, they're popping up all over the place in convenience stores. You understand that the people who know are not investing billions of dollars into putting this permanent Bitcoin structure all over the planet because they think it's going anywhere but up. So you can hear about this now, you can get involved now, and you can be focused like we are on Bitcoin accumulation. So what is Qtrex? That's what it's all about. It's a global peer-to-peer community funding initiative. It's built on the blockchain, but not just any blockchain, the Bitcoin blockchain. It's decentralized, it's transparent, and it's operating with something that we refer to as a smarter contract. I'm going to share that with you in a second, exactly how that works. But think about it. Global means no barriers. You can build this anywhere in the world. It's peer-to-peer, which means no middlemen. It's going from your wallet to their wallet, or their wallet to your wallet. We're cutting out the middleman. And it's a community funding initiative because we're actually creating a private community that allows us to utilize the leverage. You know, I heard a long time ago, a wealthy person told me that the size of your net worth will very often be determined by the size of your network. And this is a way for you to build up a network, monetize that network, accumulate more Bitcoin as a community than you can ever accumulate on your own, and thus have an opportunity to build true long-lasting wealth. Now, blockchain, decentralized distributed ledger that records the ownership and authenticity of a digital asset. That's a very complicated way of just saying it's a way to make sure that you're getting what you pay for and that the entire world knows that you own it, since we are talking about digital assets. It's secure, it's transparent, and it's unhackable. So once it's yours. You can then direct it to do whatever you want to do with it, whether it's actually send it to other people, liquidate it for cash, it's completely up to you. Smart contracts. Everybody's out here talking about smart contracts. Most people don't understand what they are. So here's a real layman's definition. A traditional contract, you and I make a deal, we put it together on a piece of paper, then we go to a third party depending on what kind of deal that is. Maybe we go to a banker, maybe we go to a lawyer, maybe we actually go to a real estate contract. It depends on what we're actually doing. But we go to that third party, and then that third party actually takes some fees from us. We put some things in their possession, and they facilitate the execution. Now, how many of you have ever involved yourself with a company where you actually thought you were actually agreeing on how things were going to work? You sent your money to a company, and then the owner said, hey, yeah, you send the money in, and then we actually pay out commissions. We distribute it like we're supposed to. But at some point in time, the owner of that company decided that your money looks better in his or her pocket than it looks in your pocket, so they disappeared with it. That's why people created smart contracts, because with smart contracts now, you can eliminate the third party. You can actually create a smart contract that can be launched out into the blockchain. That means no middlemen, no third party. No longer do you have to trust someone that you don't know. It's there. It can never be changed, and the execution is guaranteed. Now, smart contracts have some pros and they have some cons. The pros, 100% transparent. We love that. Peer-to-peer. No one ever touches your Bitcoin crypto. We love that. On the blockchain, we love that. Decentralized, we love that. But let's talk about some of the cons. Increased transactional fees because of the nature of the coding. Smart contracts were not developed for Bitcoin. They were actually developed for ERC tokens, which means they were developed to work with things like Ethereum and Tron. It's funny though, every time you talk to somebody about Ethereum and Tron and say, how do you actually get money out of it? They always say, hey, first you're going to actually exchange it into Bitcoin. So why actually add another step? Everybody knows that Bitcoin is what everyone's trying to get to. And open source, a lot of people think that's great. It just means that all of your code is out there for anybody to see. But I want you to think about this like a business person. If you created the most incredible coding that's ever been created to create a movement across the world in Bitcoin, would you want people to say, wow, Qtrex is killing it? I wonder how they're doing it. Oh, here's the code. Let's copy it. And now we can go knock them off. See, we didn't like that. And people kept telling us that, well, hey, if you want a smart contract, you got to take the good with the bad. That's just how it works. But we didn't like this. We didn't like this. And we didn't like this. So we thought about it and we decided to do something like this. Create a smarter contract. Advanced proprietary technology providing instant peer-to-peer payouts utilizing algorithms of highly advanced crowdfunding infrastructure, all still with no human interference. So we get the transparent part. We love it. We get the peer-to-peer. No one's ever going to touch your crypto. We love it. On the blockchain so it can be verified and has all the security and it's decentralized, but no increased fees. Oh yeah, we're doing this with Bitcoin because that's what everybody wants, and it's proprietary, so nobody can copy our genius to then use it to outsmart us. That's our smarter contract. Now, since everything is fully transparent, there's no middlemen, there's no changing of the code. It's absolutely impossible. In fact, not even the creators can mess with the code. So they created it, they rolled it out in the blockchain, and now it's there. They can't even mess with it. And that's important because it ensures that the project continues without interruptions of any sort. In fact, just to actually, illustrate that, Qtrex launched a 99-year clock to say that not only are we going to run an entire century, this is going to survive you. So what you set up now, you got to start thinking differently because we're talking about you being able to create long-term wealth based off of what we're doing here. So with Qtrex, we got the world's first decentralized massive BTC matrix and mega unilevel system. We're about to talk about that. It's transparent, it's private, it's fully automated, no human interference, again, built on the BTC blockchain, and your Bitcoin is going to arrive directly and instantly in seconds over and over again into your wallet, creating unlimited earning potential. Here's the question. Would you like to accumulate massive amounts of Bitcoin? If you haven't gotten that right now, you should probably drop off because it's not for you. But for those of you that want to stay on, let me show you how you do that. So let's discuss the opportunity and how you can get started. First of all, disclaimer here, this is one of the things I love that I saw Mark do because, again, he's dotting the I's, he's crossing the T's always, and I appreciate that. So this webinar is provided for general information purposes only and does not constitute legal or professional advice. I'm not an attorney. All content shared here is subject to change based on real-time world events affecting the cryptocurrency marketplace, which is shown to be volatile and changes can occur on a day-to-day basis. The information presented here is for purposes of illustration only, and we accept no liability for market changes that are beyond our control. It is the viewer's responsibility, that's you, to keep current with the cryptocurrency market in terms of any changes that could be relevant to one's personal circumstances. Qtrex is not an investment platform, and I think you're going to see that here in a moment, but it is a crypto accumulation platform. It does not, and we do not sell or market securities. Qtrex offers a global platform only with the intention of empowering others regarding the cryptocurrency markets, particularly Bitcoin. Your success will depend on your skills, your work effort, and the marketplace conditions. Qtrex developers and its global affiliates do not guarantee any level of income or your success. Qtrex's platform offers an opportunity and compensation plan for and by the people. So now that we've got to say that, let's talk about Qtrex. With Qtrex, you can join for as little as $50 USD in Bitcoin and up to $50,000 US dollars in Bitcoin with unlimited income potential. And oh, by the way, this question always comes up. What's the max I can earn? There is no cap to your earning potential. We offer 12 separate packages in Qtrex. Package 1 is, again, as little as 50 bucks. Package 2 is 75, and so on, all the way up to package 12, which is $50,000. And there's also a Qtrex membership fee of $33. Now, this is very important what I'm about to say. I'm going to come back and I'm going to say it again, and then I'm going to show you why it can impact your strategy for how you want to involve yourself with us in Qtrex. Keep in mind, you can only benefit from your chosen level package of participation. You can join any or all packages at the same time, but must join the packages lower than you desire package in order to qualify to select higher levels. All right, let's show you some stuff. With our super aggressive comp plan, we're going to open up the door of nonstop potential possibilities. There's absolutely no cap or limitations on how often you can earn direct money to your BTC wallet in seconds. So we've got this dual-sided comp plan. We call it an upper Q and a lower Q. I'm going to show these to you graphically in a second, but here's what I want you to understand from this graphic. Both sides of your compensation plan, the upper Q and the lower Q, they will be operating simultaneously. So you've got this unilevel in your upper Q, you've got this 1x3 matrix in your lower Q, and both of these will be operating simultaneously. Every single time you're introducing people to your Qtrex business, you are referring them to Qtrex, 100% of the money that they pay is going to actually be affected by your upper and lower Q. 50% of it will go into your upper Q, 50% will go into your lower Q. And it's going to allow you to earn Bitcoin over and over and over again. Let's take a look at it. Let's say, for example, you were getting started and you decided that you wanted to start here at Q7, the $1,000 level. Now keep in mind, this doesn't mean you come in and you pay $1,000 and you're at the Q7 level. What this means is the Q7 level on its own costs $1,000 and allows you to then earn unlimited $1,000 payments because you are now basically qualified to be paid with that package level. But in order to get there, you have to buy Q1, Q2, Q3, you get it? 4, 5, 6, and 7 to be able to get there. But for this example that I'm about to talk about, I want to talk about you actually coming in, getting in at the Q7 level, and then people following you into the Q7 level. Now remember, the system is automatically going to instantly place 50% in the upper Q's mega powered unilevel and 50% in the lower Q's explosive 1x3 perpetual matrix. So let's take a look at your upper Q, and what we're actually talking about here is you're at that Q7 level, and now you've got other people following you in, and they've actually come in and bought those 7 packages as well to be at that $1,000 payment level as well. So 50% of 1,000 is $500. That's what the upper Q is going to have for every person. So person number 1, that's $500 that goes to you. Person number 2, $500 that goes to you. And person number 3, pay attention to this, that's $500, but that is a pass-up payment to your sponsor. Okay, a pass-up payment. It's a pass-up payment, not a pass-up person. You will never lose any of the people that you bring here to Qtrex. We don't give away people to your sponsor. They will always be within your team. But if they hit this third spot, that particular payment is a pass-up payment, but not a pass-up person. That's important. And then we go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All that money is yours. And once again, for the 10th, that's another pass-up payment to your sponsor. After that, no more pass-ups. So if you go 15 wide or 20 wide or 1,000 wide, no more pass-ups. All that money is going up into your BTC wallet here in the upper Q. Remember, we're just using just the $1,000 example, but this will be simultaneously happening in all of the packages up to the $1,000 level. If you can keep that in your head, if not, I'm going to show it to you here in a moment. That's your upper Q. Now here's what's happening in your lower Q. That first person comes in. They're also going to go, they paid you $500 to cap in from the upper Q. That they come into your first position in your lower Q, the 1x3 matrix, it's another $500 for you. So you're earning both of those payments. Second person, another $500 for you. The third person is a pass-up payment to your sponsor, but that third person also causes you to cycle. You follow your sponsor back into their matrix. I'll show it to you in a second in case you can't follow that. But the point is you can then cycle over and over and over and over again for unlimited BTC payments into your personal wallet. Now, let me show you how this looks when they're actually both working together, because this is where you really understand the power of it. So person number 1, $500 going to you, also coming in your lower Q, another $500 going to you. Person number 2, same thing. You're getting $500 both from the upper Q and the lower Q. So $2,000 actually to you just from these 2 people. Person number 3, pass-up payment to your sponsor. Person number 3 down here, pass-up payment, and it cycles you, okay? Person number 4 comes, that's yours. Person number 5 is going to also, person number 4 is also going to come down here in the lower Q. That's another payment for you. Person 5 is you in both the upper and lower, and person 6 is you in the upper, right? Because that's not a pass-up payment up here, so you get that $500, but down here it's another pass-up payment, but it cycles you again. And then you can see you'll get 7, you'll get 8, you'll get 9, and it just keeps going. But now you're able to cycle over and over and over again, and most of the time, 100% of the payments are coming to you. There are some pass-ups, but here's what you want to remember. All of your people will also be passing up their third and 10th person. Every single one of them, their third and 10th payment. I'm sorry, nobody, no passing up with people, just payments, but their third and 10th payment from every single one of the people in your unit level, you're going to actually get those payments passed up to you. And oh, by the way, as they're going through their matrix, every third person into their matrix, their 1x3 matrix, is going to pass up as a payment to you as well. So this, you're giving up these payments here, but you're making them back in spades, if you will, as you're going through this incredible upper and lower Q system. Now, with the incredible Qtrex mega unilevel and super aggressive 1x3 spill up plan, people ask this question all the time: do I have to go get a bunch of people? Check this out. You can actually be forced to cycle even with just one referral. So let's say this is you. You go out and get Joe. I know who Joe is. I know who they were thinking about when they did this. He's a superstar. So you go out and find Joe, and that's all you did, right? You didn't find another person. You just found Joe. Joe goes out though, and he does what he does. He goes out and finds a person, another person. That payment's going to pass up to you, but it's also going to cause Joe to cycle. When Joe cycles, he comes back into a sponsor's matrix. That's you. So Joe pops up again. He's now your first and your second person in your matrix. Joe goes out and finds another 3. That's another payment passing up to you. Joe cycles again. He comes back as the third person in your matrix, which then causes that matrix to cycle for you. You pop up down here, and Joe gets back to work and does it again, and he's popping into your matrix again. So you've got these pass-up payments coming over and over and over and over and over again from Joe. Just because you found him, he's a superstar, you're going to be rewarded time and time again. The final thing I want to talk to you about here from a compensation standpoint that I said might inform your strategy is you have the ability to earn from infinite levels if you position yourself properly. So again, we talked about it earlier. We said, keep in mind, you can only benefit from your chosen level package of participation. You can join any and all packages, but must join the packages lower than your desired package and qualified select levels. Again, you can't just come in at Q7. You got to buy Q1, Q2, Q3, et cetera, all the way through Q7. So let's say you did that and you were at that qualified to be paid that Q7 $1,000 level now. And you went out and you found 3 people, and all 3 of those people, for whatever, maybe it's just a financial place they're in, maybe it's a vision problem that they're having right now. They said, hey, I'm only going to come in at the Q1 level. Fair enough. They come in at the Q1 level. And let's just say this one guy here, and these people could do the same, but I just want to show you the example. He goes out and refers one, who refers one, who refers one. And these people say, hey, I'm going to be Q1. I'm going to be Q1. But this 4th person down here, he gets it. And he decides he's going to do what you did. He sees the vision. He's going to come in at the Q7 level, which means he's going to buy packages Q1 through Q7. Well, guess what happens? He goes back and he buys package Q1. Computer says, okay, we got to see where we're going to place that Bitcoin at. It looks up to his sponsor and says, yup, his sponsor is qualified to be paid at Q1. So that $50 for Q1 goes to a sponsor, 25 in his upper and his lower Q each, right? But now the computer says, okay, he bought package Q2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Uh-oh, his sponsor's not qualified for those levels. Let's go to the next person up. They're not qualified for those levels. Next person up. She's not qualified for those levels. And then it goes up to you and sees that you are qualified for those levels. And all of that Bitcoin passes up to you. Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5, Q6, Q7, all of that Bitcoin passes up to you because you actually came in and got started at a higher level. Guys, I want you to think about this for a moment. This is why the people who get this, they are coming in at the very highest level that they can. And even for people who say, I can't come at a higher level, what they're doing is as they earn Bitcoin, they're simply taking that Bitcoin and using it to buy up the next package because, again, they don't want to take it out and be that guy on 60 Minutes talking about the $22 million bucket of chicken. So again, you want to join a Q7 package, secure packages 1 through 6. Even though it's not required, it's highly recommended. Many members are actually going out and getting at least 4 to 6 packages when they're getting started. Most leaders, if they can afford to, they're going to select them all. But I'll tell you this again, wherever you start at, think about the strategy, race to the top. You want to get there as quick as you can because you're going to get these infinity payments coming down from deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper within your unit level. You don't want to miss them. You don't want them going to someone else. Use that Bitcoin earnings to actually set yourself up to be able to acquire more of these Bitcoin digital assets. So how do you get started? Number one, secure and sign up for your own Bitcoin wallet so you can send and receive Bitcoin payments through. We actually suggest blockchain.com if you don't have a Bitcoin wallet right now, because it's super easy to set up. But again, if you're already in this space, I'm sure you got your wallet, you got your Bitcoin. Just make sure that your wallet that you have, you may have been dealing with different types of crypto. Maybe your wallet doesn't accept Bitcoin. Make sure that it does. If it doesn't, go get a Bitcoin specific wallet so you can operate here in Qtrex. Again, you want to make sure that if you're not from this space, and I know a lot of you're not crypto experts, so maybe you've never had a crypto wallet before, get with the person who got you on here. They can actually walk you through this process. It's very important that you actually walk through this process correctly in the very beginning. The reason why is because a lot of times people are saying, I'm used to signing up for things, I can do it. And if you mess it up, it doesn't really matter. You're talking about a digitally encrypted online wallet that could potentially in the future hold for you $10,000, $100,000, $1 million or more worth of crypto. And if you don't treat it with that respect, you misplace it, you lose your password, you lose your wallet address, etc., you could find yourself in a very bad situation. So make sure you get with the person who invited you on. They can show you exactly what to do to make sure it's set up properly. Then you simply secure and deposit enough BTC to cover the amount that you need for your package levels and your Qtrex maintenance fee. And that's it, guys. Get started, training.com. You can go there. We actually walk you through the process. Now, by the way, if you don't own any Bitcoin right now, once you open up your wallet, now you can actually buy Bitcoin on your Qtrex site. That's right. You can go right to your Qtrex site when you're signing in. This is a big deal because of a new interface we have now with CoinLogic. You can actually buy it with a credit card. Nobody else allows you to do this, but we wanted to make sure we were given the ease of entry that a lot of people are looking for. So they're not all over the internet trying to figure it out. You can do it now right from one place, right from the Qtrex site. You're able to do that. We also have our own marketing website. I web it to a marketing setup. I know a lot of people say, well, hey, I know some people, but I don't know a ton of people. So how am I going to compete? How am I going to be like that guy, Joe, who just kept going around and cycling over and over again? Well, now we actually have our own marketing site. We have a high converting funnel. And we actually have a traffic source that you can buy very inexpensively, that people are going to be able to go there. People who are actually looking for this type of business model, they can go there, they can go through the high converting funnel, and then they can get signed up, and you can actually earn additional Bitcoin and open up additional streams of income just from that marketing website. You can talk to the person who invited you, and they'll give you a link to get started, but you can see a video about it at marketingsetup.info. And then finally, we're talking to leaders. And we know leaders love competition. Leaders get excited about competition. They get excited about substantial rewards. So from September 1st, September 30th, we're running a contest. You can go read all the rules in your back office, but here's the deal. If you win the contest, first place is 1 Bitcoin. Second place is a half a Bitcoin. That's not bad for second place, for runner-up. A half of a Bitcoin worth well over $5,000 today. That's going to give you the ability to get off to a fast start. And it's also going to give you some bragging rights to go out and tell people that you actually came in and you got it done. The final thing, though, that I want to say, and then we're going to end this off, and I love, though, is that we're not going to leave you out there on your own. I know some people have been watching this. Maybe you're watching it, maybe you're recording it, maybe you're writing notes or any of that kind of stuff, and you're saying, I don't know if I can actually talk about it like that. I don't understand all these different pieces. You don't have to. We have an incredible webinar schedule going off almost every single day, which means there's going to be the opportunity for you to actually just drive people here. They can see presentations 5 days a week. On Saturdays, they can actually get trained. You just need to get them here. You've got geniuses like Mark Hamlin actually doing these presentations and these trainings. It allows you to sit back, let him do all the heavy lifting, but you get to keep all the financial muscle. That's a pretty good deal. So guys, if you like what you see here, I'm gonna say it again. Get back to the person who invited you in. Again, I don't care if you don't understand it at the granular detail level. That's why you can write questions down. You can get them answered. But if you like the broad strokes and you understand that positioning and timing have value, being right now at the foundational level of this, and in this type of company that we've seen grow to hundreds of thousands, even over 1 million people in 6 or 7 months, and you could be at the foundational level. If you understand how important that is, get back to the person who invited you on. Tell them you're interested in some massive Bitcoin accumulation. They can get you on the phone with somebody like a Mark Hamlin, get your questions answered, get you going, and then you guys can rock and roll. So thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Mark, I'm going to turn the call back to you, sir.
Oh my goodness. You know what? That was awesome. That was awesome, ladies and gentlemen. And I hope that you were paying close attention. I hope that you got the details, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, this is a rocket ship that has taken off, changing lives already in just a few weeks. Um, so exciting, man. I love the way you broke that down. This is one of the reasons I like working with leaders, because we bring our skills to bear, ladies and gentlemen, and we just get better and better. That's what you call leverage. And so excited about that presentation, Brian. Thank you so much for that. Awesome, awesome job. And ladies and gentlemen, again, get back in contact with the person who invited you. Timing is everything. Timing and position is everything in business. You don't want to hesitate. You don't want to delay. Contact them immediately after the meeting so you can get in position. Now, we do have a Telegram group. You can go to jointelegram.info. That will allow you to stay up to date with all the amazing innovations and enhancements that are taking place within this amazing community. So again, thank you so much, Brian. What an awesome job that you just did. Looking forward to hearing from you again moving forward. And of course, we've got a tremendous amount of great leaders that you'll be hearing from on these webinars from time to time. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, I once heard that there were three types of people in the world: people that watch things happen, people that make things happen, and people that scratch their heads and say, what just happened? We definitely don't want to be part of that last group, ladies and gentlemen. You heard all of the circumstances that are taking place concerning Bitcoin, ladies and gentlemen. It is for the informed. You have now been informed, ladies and gentlemen. You know exactly what you need to do. Take action. Don't delay. We look forward to helping you and watching you achieve your dreams that you rightfully deserve. So thank you so much for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone have an awesome evening. We'll be back again on Tuesday, and that will be a 4 p.m. webinar. And we also have a Spanish webinar as well. Go to that jointelegram.info group, and you will see the schedule there. Thank you so much. Everyone have an awesome evening, and we'll see you again on the next call. God bless.